Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Are you all ready for today's class? Let me introduce someone to you. His name is Richard Embry. This is his technique, and this is also his pattern. We've promised to give you notes and information for needle patterns. We do have it. We have just gotten it. If you will look on your screen, you will see the demonstration information for needle tatters is laying right there. Now, Richard chose to show you this can be done with a lot more than 8 shuttles. How many shuttles are sitting there? 18, Richard?
This is 18 shuttles.
So yes, you can use as many shuttles as you want. He is going to show you some of the things you can do with this technique, as well as teach the technique. So everybody, give this a thumbs up to increase our algorithm. If you feel that you have learned something today, be sure and donate. You can donate by using the donate button on the class website at theonlinetattingclass.com, or you can donate by using super chat, super stickers, or super thanks. Any of the above works great. There's no dollar amount set. All right. If you can't donate or your finances doesn't allow you to donate, please watch the commercials on the replays, and that will take care of it because we earn money that way as well. Just remember, these classes are run on donate only. All right. So with that said, everybody give a warm welcome to Richard Embry and the new way to tat Helix tatting. Hi, Gail. Hi, Jill. Hi, Susan. Let's see, Barb, Carol, Sherry. Tat Your Own Adventures here. Let's see, Nancy, you're there. Katia, Zen, Ann. Who else is on here? I know we've got some quiet tatters. All right. So without further ado, I am going to step off to the side. Richard's going to run the classroom. Pam and I will monitor for questions. All questions will be answered after he is finished with his demonstration. So there you go. Hey, Martha. Great to make it. Julie. Awesome. Here. Phyllis is here. Are we ready, Richard? All right.
I'm
Richard.
sorry, my ink cartridge was giving me problems, but what I have here is a Helix necklace with a little candy cane pendant on a bail, and the bail slides along the necklace. And this one is a beaded bracelet. And you can do exciting things like twirl stuff around. And this will be in the book I have coming out soon. I'm having trouble with the calculating the postage online, sadly. And this is what we're doing today. And if you just bear with me just a moment, we'll get started. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back. The printer was giving me fits there. But what we have here is this is the information Bonnie gave me on how to do helix tatting with a needle. And sadly, you have to thread and unthread your needle a lot. And then she's got some photos here on how to add thread, and I'll be sending this over for them to post later today. I've got my shuttles loaded here and numbered. What I use is I use the edge of a label sheet, and I write the numbers on, and I clip them off and stick them on my shuttle so it's easy to number. But we're going to start with the first one here. And this is to commence the Helix with the CTM shuttles. It's also possible to do it with individual threads if you want the colors to be separate. We're going to use shuttle number 1 as the ball, and shuttle number 2.
Richard, you need to move a little bit further down in the screen. You're off screen.
Which way? This way? This way?
Yeah, that way, to the right. There, perfect. You're perfect right there.
Okay. And we, I'm sorry, you can start it on a paper clip or a knitting stitch marker or your favorite dead end start method. And we just do a stitch. I drop this shuttle over here to the side, take number 2, make it my ball thread, and pick up number 3, and I just hold it close and start tagging with it. And then I set this one over there, and I'm gonna arrange them over on this side, and they're going to stack up. And then when I get back around to the beginning, I'm going to pick them up again. So at this point, picking up number 4.
Richard, remove the paper underneath of you. Everybody says it's distracting. There we go. Sorry. That's okay. That's okay. It's all new. That's all right. Leaving again.
Stack that up over there. Take number 4, which is a little long, so we'll shorten that up. And number 5. And some of these, I wanted to know where the middle was, so I had stuck a marker in for that purpose. And then I'm lining them up over there again. And putting it there. And here we go with 7. And then 8. And then we can take out our paper clip. And you see how they're just all the little stitches are lining up. We're going to take number 8 as the ball thread. And number 1 as the core. And we're going to do one more stitch here. And that's our first complete round, and it looks rather flat. It will become cord shaped as we go on. And we just want to sort of make sure that when we're pinching it, we're pinching it into the cone that it needs to be, because you can get some bare thread space in there otherwise, which you don't necessarily want. And if you hold your active stitch in front like I'm doing now, the spiral will go that way, and if you hold it in back, it'll go the other way, and you just need to use reverse order stitches for this. See, I'm just pulling it from the bottom. Well, my hand's in the way, but I just got them lined up there. And I'm up to 6 already, so pick up 7. And see, it's just waiting there for me. And here we are back with number 1. Now, by having them CTM in pairs, I think the stripe is a little better. I have a 7 shuttle version that I used 7 different colors, and it was came out like a rainbow. But this is this that we're doing now is the basic sequence, which in the illustration is a 7 shuttle one done with individual colors. And we're going to move on into this one. After we finish out this last row, we're going to start making 2, and we're going to go from basic to simple. So I got shuttle 6, so I'm looking for shuttle 7. Shuttle 8. Shuttle 1 again. Except I picked up shuttle number 4. So pick that out. And here's where we're going to start doing 2. Now we're back to shuttle number 4, which tried to go out of turn earlier. And 6 goes to 7, so we pull 7 out. And then 8 back to 1. And the helix spiral will have 2 less sides than the number of shuttles. So we are making a 6-sided cord. Oops, skip number 7. And if you do that, it will cause a dimple in your helix um, helix cord. So having retro-tatted that away, you can pick up the correct thread. And here's where the two patterns diverge from each other. Thought I had another board. I don't. So I'm going to slide this one off to the side here. And I'm going to pick up one that's further along in process. And when you pick it up after it's been sitting there, you're going to need to sort out what's going on. And you just follow the threads, make sure they're not tangled. Because the longer you leave them when you set, you should ideally cut them back as short as you can when you leave your work to move it, because you'll get less of this. I left them long, so I have all of this mess. Okay, so there we are back on the round. And the number 1 and number 2.
Richard, you need to move down. You're off screen again. Yeah, a little bit more. There you go.
It's so easy to get off screen. You want to tighten up or snug down your stitches so that you get a nice uniform thing going on. That might be a bit too close. So then we want a bead because we're putting what would be an up bead off of this shuttle. I don't know if you can really see it there. And we're looking for this one, number 8. And see how that one stacks right above the row below it there? And then we pull a bead down from this one. And we're back at our beginning point. And that is a row of we're just beading the 1. It's example number 3, partially beaded Helix tatting. Now you can bead every single row, and that's where we come out with something like this. And if you put the up beads and the down beads in, you get this. But it's got a pipe cleaner in which is green, so it's harder to see what's going on there. And then we're going to go back to the original one because we're going to go look at the pattern. Slide that off. Bring this back up because we've got shuttles 9 and 10 to bring in for the optional chain embellished one. And what we do with that one, let me get them back in order here.
Richard, you're off screen again. Every time you move the shuttle, you get off screen. Got to go that way. Go down, down. No, the other way. Yeah, over to the right. There, stop. You're perfect. It's like directing traffic. I love it.
And you are a good traffic director. So we're starting with shuttle 1 back on the original one. And we're going to be adding these 2 in. And we can start lining them up back over there. See, this one, having not had as much time to tangle up, is not quite as bad as that first one that I put back. Now where I am on this one is I'm doing row 6 there, and I've come to the end of it where I'm using shuttle 8 as the ball thread and shuttle 7 is the core thread, and then shuttle 8 is the core thread that will be the ball thread in a minute. And then we're going to follow the special advanced instructions there. And this is the option 2 bracelet. So with shuttle 8 as the ball thread, we're going to bring in shuttle 9. And we just make that one stitch. And we're not working shuttle 10. They're going to sit over to the side now because we do keeping shuttle 8 here. We set those to the inside and that just anchors them in there. And we go back to number 1. And do a single stitch. And then we're going to do round 7, where we're going to pop that out there. But right now they're just staying out of the way. Because I put them up here instead of in my normal progression. And 3 and 4 together now. And now 6 with 7. Let's see how those are winding. I want them on the inside right now. Actually, they need to move to the outside right now. And this one is got to have a bead come down. And Tammy suggested, since these were watermelons, that I use black beads because they would be seeds. So on this one, I have loaded up black beads. And actually, I don't want those out yet. I want them on the next sequence. So I'm going to put my purple one still behind and bring them out next time. And especially for the beaded rounds, you want to make sure you snug that up a bit. Then we bring them forward. And boy, I loaded those beads back far. And then these are forward but not worked. And we're going to go find number 1. And see how 9 and 10 are coming out from in between those two beads. But we'll be doing something with them next round. That we're starting right now. And you've got to be careful to pick out the right shuttle while leaving these two unworked.
Richard, you need to come down just a little bit. There you go. Thank you.
Sorry, I slip away.
Yeah, we all do that. That is just, we got to have our work right up next to us. We're just, it's a security blanket, I think.
And they're just wanting to tangle up on me. 7 and 6. And per the fine instructions, we actually missed making the chain at the beginning of the round. But that's okay because it's to remain unworked, so we can work it afterwards. And guess who forgot to slide down a bead? Now we're going to go back and fix that little issue we had with by making the thrown off chain. And 10 is our ball. And so they're just anchored in there. We're going to do up and down beads on this one. There's my first up bead. Let's go get a down bead. Lost track of what I was doing. So go back to the bead. And there's our up and our down bead. One too many beads. Get out of there. And then there's a chain coming out of the helix tatting. And we're going to let that hang there and do a few more rows and then bring it back in. But when we bring it back in, not this time, but several, when we come up to here, when we bring it back in, after we bring it back in, we throw the trifoil and then another chain segment and hold that out while we do the intervening rounds. So this would be a good time for any questions I can answer.
Okay, it's question time. Richard, we don't have too many, but the first one, they want to know how you came up with this idea.
I was doing, trying to come up with something for Tat Days, and I thought, I don't think I've seen a knitted I-cord in tatting. I wonder why. And so I did that. And here is one of the very first ones I made.
Isn't that beautiful? I love the colors of that.
The theme was rainbows, so it's, you know, all of them. And this is,
we can see it.
The camera to focus on it.
It will. Give it a sec. There it goes.
This is the caps in method.
Yeah.
Means that I was tatting with the work, the active stitch behind the helix cord. And
yeah. I think it's beautiful. It's the most unique thing I've seen in tatting in a long time. Isn't it great? Have you got one that shows the caps on the outside that's just the plain cord, no beads? Okay. Show them the difference between the two. Got to come south with it. There you go. Y'all see the difference in that? One, the caps is out, the watermelon. And the other one, the caps are in. And it does make a difference on the dimension, the width of the cord, whether the caps are in or out. So that everything can change the look of the cord. Everything you do can change that look.
And
Okay.
tatting to the front or the back is seen in these.
Yeah.
See how they spiral differently.
Right.
Okay. You said there was a question.
Yes. Nanetta wants to know, can other shuttles be added during the work for making different designs, which you demonstrated the thrown off chain and thrown off rings, correct?
Right. I only actually demonstrated here the thrown off chain, but I added those shuttles in to do that. So at
Yeah.
any point in your Helix cord, you can add in and throw out whatever you want.
Okay.
And you can throw out rings from existing ones. That's how we get these. We didn't. That's the one we added in for the chains.
Yeah. So see, Nanetta, how you could do that? I'm anxious to see what Nanetta comes up with. She's like you, Richard. She has a unique way of approaching tatting design, and her work is just fantastic, I think.
Now,
Okay.
if
Go ahead.
speaking of throwing things out, if you change the number of rounds in between where you attach, you get a sort of spiral effect going on. I don't know if that can be well seen, and see how that chain is just sort of spiraling on the end?
Yeah. You see
Whereas
that,
this one is
Nanetta?
absolutely flat. And as long as you have two double stitches in a chain segment, you can even throw out picots that you can join onto later.
See how versatile it is? It really is a unique technique, but it's also versatile. I can't wait to see what everybody comes up with. All right, Richard, does the amount of shuttles used have an impact on the finished size of the project? That's the question Katia had.
Yes, this candy cane I'm holding is done with 4 shuttles, and as opposed to the 8 of the Helix cord here with the beads, and see how much thinner it is.
Yes.
Now, if you're using 4 cords, you actually have a 2-sided object, but the beads are distorting it a little bit, so you can't see it on this one. But it
Arlene,
has the
that's what he's got inside that candy cane he's holding is piping.
pipe cleaner. See how I can bend it?
So you could shape it any direction you want.
Right, and that holds the pipe cleaner chenille stem, holds it in shape without any stiffening to obscure your beads.
So with this technique, you could actually tat a lanyard to hold your ID badge, okay, that we all wear at tat days, okay, and you could run chains off of it with picots and add your hooks, your crochet hooks, your scissors, anything you needed to your lanyard, and it would be right there. Then you could use it to make a cap for your hook. I mean, there is places you can take this technique. So, are we ready to tell them the good news? For homework, everybody needs to tap one of these, okay? And you submit it. Richard's going to pick the winner, and the class is going to send the winner a gift card from Handy Hands for $25. How does that sound to everybody? And that's not all. Richard has donated one of his books to the classes for us to auction off to help pay for special treats like this. So we're going to get a signed copy of his book. It says everybody on board for that. And we'll hold the auction. He will be in class and we'll hold the auction. That way he can see for himself what wonderful students we have. So with that said, are there any more questions? Oh, and it can be. All right, you have until the first of the year to submit your project. When we come back after the first of the year, that's when we will announce the winner. It'll be an added Christmas gift to yourself. How does that sound? The first class we return. Pam, what's the date on the first class when we're returning? And yes, these Handy Hands gift cards do go overseas. Okay, Barb will honor them overseas. So, any more questions other than when's homework due? The first class we return. I am thinking that is January the 8th. I can check my calendar real quick. Nope, I was wrong. It's January the 9th we return. So that gives you plenty of time. But I want to see something different than just the bracelet. Richard wants to see what you can do with it. Now, his book's going to be a real treat because this pattern's going to be in the book. You all got the first run. All right, what do you need to do for homework? It's tat your own I-cord. Like
actually, the Watermelon Dreams one will be its own book because I have other little things that are coming for that.
There you go.
So the current book is more focused on candy canes, but see here we have an earring, a pendant, and a little brooch thing going on.
See what he's doing with it? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
So that book's going to be a little later.
You can tat around what you want to, Barb. If you want to tat it around a chopstick, do so. I want to see your imagination grow. All you do is send it in to the online tatting class at gmail.com, Martha. And then we let Richard look at them. We'll post all the photos up on the website, and Richard will pick the winner from there. So with that said, for those of you that have joined the class today and are not registered with the classes, please do register with the classes. That gets you into our Facebook group. It is a private group, and you get to meet with so many designers like Richard in there. You have questions, you've got a ton of knowledge in that group that can help you with anything you need. Okay? If you feel you've learned something and this is value to you, please make sure you donate to the classes to help keeping them going. It does cost to do all this stuff. In the future, we hope to have more guest teachers. Maybe Martha will come and teach a class. Who knows? The door is open. Anybody that wants to come teach a special class, all you have to do is contact us. We'll set you up. Okay? Because I don't know it all, but with all of us, we can learn it all. All right? So with that said, please give it a thumbs up. If you can donate. You can give super chat, super stickers, super thanks. If you can't do that, at least watch the commercials. Until next time, I hope you all enjoy this technique. Thank you so much, Jill, for the super sticker. And I hope you use this in a lot of your work. Okay, because it's an awesome, awesome technique. Don't let the number of shuttles intimidate you. Try it. You'll like it. Until next time, have a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we'll see you in class on Tuesday. Happy tatting, everyone, and thank you for coming. Bye-bye.
Happy tatting.